Hey everybody, Dirili here. While I talk, please enjoy some videos of Renji, who is all nice and healed up now. Super happy about being able to run around and play freely and harass his cousin's son to play with him as much as his little heart desires. Just look at that smile. Seeing him happy makes me just so happy. He's such a sweet boy, and there's no question that he played a large part in saving my life over the last 2 years. His behavior is still quite puppyish now, bouncing all around happily, grabbing a toy to show anyone that walks by, trying to tempt them to come play with him. I've never seen another dog bark with a toy in their mouth before. It's so cute. We've also never had a dog before that just loves squeaking toys. He'll sit there just squeaking away for a while. And I worry that it's going to annoy someone else, but I'm just glad that he's having fun. He's such a unique character. So, it's been way longer than I meant for it to be since the last video. I thought that after Renji's recovery I'd have more free time, but then the bad place I was in got worse for a while, and then fortunately I experienced a minor miracle that helped me out of it. That's a talk for another day though. Then I ended up having to do a few projects for a few people, and then some projects of my own that needed to get done around here. Even now, there's still a secret project I want to do for my mother before I jump into anything else, anything major. So let me give you a quick look through some of the things that I've been doing during my functional times. Of course, I had continued to do some doll things. I discovered the glory of squishmallows. I wanted to make my whole bed out of these things when I first accidentally laid back on one. Plus, it turns out that they're really good for sound blocking. I'm making a double-layered blanket out of the materials that they make those out of to cover my bedroom window. Because the thing is, the biggest component of my disability is misophonia, so this could be a major fix for me, a major help for my mental health. I also made my own giant panda plush pillow here, where I lay on its belly, snuggling up under his chin, and the arms kind of offer a little bit of a hug. I might add on to him, giving him bigger legs on the sides for support. That's not me, by the way. That's my niece posing for the pic. I've actually been sleeping better since I made this, which is really nice. I've done some experimenting with cooking. I don't really like to cook, but in this neighborhood, everyone charges an arm and a leg for just horrible quality food. COVID and minimum wage hikes made restaurants here start buying the cheapest ingredients they could find, shrinking portions. It really put a lot of food and services out of the price range of those of us who are disabled, and there aren't many alternatives for us. I also spent forever on this diamond painting for my super Catholic grandmother. I did a similar type of painting before, where I first paint the picture in glitter, and then I use UV resin to lay transparent glass rhinestones over it, and it makes the colors like super saturated and magnifies the sparkle and shine. I really like the way they turn out. I think they look nice. Although I can never capture the sparkles in pictures or videos for some reason. I'm just a terrible photographer or videographer. Oh yes, and let me introduce you to Jeremiah. I'm not even going to give you any context for that. I didn't make him, he's just here. Don't read too much into that. I swear that this is not a sign of psychosis. I do actually want to get back to making videos here because I want to try out some AI tools to see if I can use them to create a larger variety of male voices for the readings, since as a female it's kind of hard to make up a bunch of different guy voices in the games where there's a ton of guy characters like in Birushana. But I still want to voice act, so that's dependent on just how much emotion can be preserved in the conversion. I found one program that seemed decent, but I have to do a lot more research and testing because it seems like it can be specific to certain models within certain programs, like exactly how well trained they are when people made them. I don't want to use AI voices that are just flat speaking. That would take most of the fun out of it for me, and I'm pretty much in it just for the fun these days. May also use some AI art to get some extra pictures in at the more comical points of the stories. I think that could add to the fun. Though all of that would probably make things take a lot longer, and releases would probably be irregular, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I have to do a lot of studying and learning the programs and everything. There's one more thing that I want to do, but it's still a bit iffy. I really want to make 2 message videos that I've been putting off for years. I'm not completely sure if I can bring myself to do them really because it's a scary thought and I don't have much faith in my capabilities. It's been extremely distressing to me to see how horrible social media has become and the terrible things that it's doing to our society when it once had potential for such great things. Frankly, the world has become a place that I don't even want to live in. I honestly think that I could possibly have some things to say that could help, at least some people. But it's frightening to think of speaking myself because there's so many people these days that just want to be contrarian or just want to play devil's advocate or just want to troll around because it's the only interaction that they can get where they feel like they have some power. Adding to that, people can be so easily swayed against someone who is trying to do good when a quick-witted and amusing heckler chooses them as a target. I'm well aware that I am nowhere near the smartest person in the world and that I am not at all quick-witted, so I'm often perceived to have lost arguments not based on the merit of what I actually said, but because I wasn't funny and charming enough to make my point. Which again goes back to my sadness about the state of society, especially online. It's not being specifically targeted that gets to me. Because honestly, I've experienced a lot of bullying in my life, so kind of used to it. Don't have a whole lot of self-esteem anyway. Isn't much there for people to really chip away at. What bothers me is seeing people doing this to each other and how people actually find it entertaining as long as it's not happening to them. Not to mention that people even financially support this behavior with donations and subscriptions or even just giving them the time of day, which is bad enough really. Because all those views encourage them to keep doing these things. It makes me want to go live in a cave somewhere where I can't see all this happening. If I do pluck up the courage to make that video, the precursor to it will have to be the video about my own circumstances. That will be necessary to put the main video in proper perspective because I'm not quite a normal person, so I need people to understand the filter that I'm seeing through when I'm speaking. But I'm also hoping that it could help people to understand and want to put the effort into understanding each other. People are complex, and there are many factors that go into why people do what they do and exactly what it all means. Yet so many people will claim to champion certain virtues in one breath, then turn around and in the very next breath pile on an immediate superficial reaction based on only hearing 1 or 2 sentences on some situation and knowing nothing about the people involved or any of the specifics of the incident. How many times have we seen people snap to judgment, making thousands of videos and posts condemning someone, and then the next day, more information comes out that flips the situation around, yet no one ever apologizes for the damage that their first snap judgment did, and they just make more snap judgments every time they get new information. It just keeps happening, going on and on. So yeah, that's all to say that I'm somehow out here still kicking and trying to make my way back to videos, hopefully sooner than later. But for now, I am out of here, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Really hoping we can find our way back to making the world a better place. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everyone. And Jeremiah says bye too.